I was never accepted. I was never appreciated. I was never loved. I was never validated when I was a child. So I'm a broken adult now, and I'm still seeking approval, and I don't know why I'm drained. I don't know why I've got anxiety. I don't know why I don't feel good within myself. I don't know why I'm taking antidepressants. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another podcast episode on the Luke Mind Power podcast. It's a blessing to be alive. So excited, actually, to spend some quality time. You know, there's something about this microphone, honestly. Like, I've watched some of my previous podcast episode on the podcast. I look at myself on Spotify or YouTube, for example, and this is like 12 months ago. And I'm like, damn, bro, like you're killing it, man. Like, who are you? And I guess that's part of when you're in your element, when you're in your flow, when you're like in your purpose, you know, when you're doing what you enjoy, man, you're like a divine being, you know, you're not even like conscious. You're like in your spirit, in your energy. Like, you're not even like, you're not in control. You know, I've said this so many times. I'm like, what is it? Like, when I'm speaking, sometimes I don't think about what I'm going to say. I'm just here and I'm open and I'm talking, you know, and then sometimes I just go different places and what do you call that? I'm like, well, you're not your body, your energy, your spirit, you know. And I always, you know, my mum is very religious, you know, she loves Jesus and she loves going to church and praying and all that stuff. And the one thing that I know she can relate to, and this is what I always tell her, I say, Mum, to make it more relatable, I'm like, the Holy Spirit is working through me. And I know my whole family is like very, very like faith and religion and all that kind of stuff. And to me, it makes sense as well, because like, I'm just flowing, baby. But I had to do the work to get grounded, to get centered, to get connected. You want to connect to that? Because what are you going to call that? Source, the energy, the universe, God, spirit? What is it? Your internal power? What do you call that? Because this is the process. This is the journey. We are lost up here rather than living from here. And that's why I invite you to listen to this podcast, share this podcast. That's why I invite you to invest in your personal development. Do the work on yourself. Go through the process of whatever you got to do to unfuck yourself, unblock yourself, unlearn all the crap from the past, or reprogram or program yourself in a positive way so that you're in control of your mind and your mind isn't you up, so that you're disassociated, disconnected from your true essence of who you really are. So many of us are basically just convoluted. We're confused. We're lost because we're lost up here, which is taking us away from our calling, our purpose, our true divinity of who we truly are. There is a greatness in you. A lot of us just haven't discovered that greatness because we haven't taken the time to do the work. And that's why the treasure that you seek is hidden in the work that you're avoiding. The treasure that you seek is hidden in the work that you haven't done yet. So there is stuff happening in your life that's happening because you haven't done the work. And then you'll say, but Luke, what's the work? And I'm like, work on yourself. Work on becoming self-aware. Work on your self-love. Build a strong, loving relationship with yourself. Anyone that has a strong, healthy, positive, caring, appreciative, respectful relationship with themselves will not tolerate any sort of crap, bullshit, disrespect, abuse. Many of us fall into the trap, whether it's a partner, a family member, in a work situation. And we drown. We drown into depression. We drown ourselves into feeling depleted. We drown ourselves into giving and giving and giving and giving and being people pleasers and trying to fit in and trying to get acceptance from the world and trying to get acceptance from our family or our parents. So we give, or from our friends or from our work colleagues. So we keep giving. And we think that if we keep giving, well, then we're going to be accepted. Then we're going to fit in. There's this nature of our existence, of being human, of wanting to be accepted. It's like a tribal thing, you know? We want to be part of the tribe. We want to be part of something greater than ourselves. And so it is a little bit sad at the same time that many of us, and I remember this quote or this saying that many of us, we were not lifted up. Like Simba in that cartoon, Lion King, he was lifted up. And many of us in our families, we were not lifted up. We were thrown to the side. We were rejected. We were abandoned. We were told to be quiet, that your opinion doesn't matter. We were told to speak when you're spoken to. We were told to go to our room. We were told to go to the corner and look at the wall. We were told to go to the corner, sit in the chair and look at the wall. Many of us went to school or went to experiencing environments where we were bullied and rejected. And many of us experienced this over and over and over and over again for years. Many of us fell into relationships growing up where we were rejected continuously. Rejected? Oh, I'm sorry. I'll never do it again. And rejected again. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll never do it again. And rejected again. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll never do it again. But I love you. Oh, and then rejected again. And yet we still keep going back. So because of these experiences where we were not lifted up, now as adults, we fall into being unaware that we are still hurt children seeking approval, living in adult bodies, reaching for attention, reaching for validation, reaching for approval in the way that we show up to the world because we want to be accepted, we want to be loved, we want to be appreciated. And we're pouring and giving and draining the out of ourselves because we keep giving. And if I give, then I'll be loved. But I'm just a hurt child that wasn't loved when I was young. I was never accepted. I was never appreciated. I was never loved. I was never validated when I was a child. So I'm a broken adult now, and I'm still seeking approval, and I don't know why I'm drained. I don't know why I've got anxiety. I don't know why I don't feel good within myself. I don't know why I'm taking antidepressants. I told you this would be a powerful episode, ladies and gentlemen. See, I didn't plan for this to come through me. I'm just channeling this shit, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just a messenger to help you to wake up to your greatness. I'm just a messenger to invite you to come to Unlock Your Greatness, our live conference in London on the 2nd of November. It's going to change your life. And if you want to see me on stage, you better be there. And if you can't be there, get your virtual live stream tickets. Click the link in the description below. It's on all of my social media platforms as well. It's on my website. And I can't wait to share the stage with David Power Talk and Esther Sarafati and my business coach, Omi Diali. There's going to be so much wisdom, positive energy. You want to surround yourself with positive energy because when you surround yourself with positive energy, you become positive. When you surround yourself with positive things, you live a positive life. And I can't wait to dance. Guys, if you get the VIP tickets after the event, we're having a VIP after party. It's a meet and greet with all the speakers. And then we're going to do a TikTok dance. And we're going to post it on TikTok. And I do this at every single event where we have like 50 of us in the one video and we're all dancing together. And every time I do it, it goes viral. It's the best shit. So make sure if you're coming in person, get the VIP tickets so you can join us after the event. And if you did get GA tickets and you want to join us for the VIP after party, you can upgrade your ticket. All right. So just so you know, just in case, because maybe you heard this and you're like, oh my gosh, I want to dance as well. So this is your chance, man. You're messaging me going, hey, I want to dance. If I saw you on the street, I'll be dancing with you. You know, I want to dance with you one time. Well, come to London. If you can, of course. If you can't make it, then, of course, you'll have to wait for the next event, and I'm not sure when that is. So make sure you get your tickets. But anyway, so moving forward, guys, you understand where I'm coming from, right? The responses that your body makes, creates, moves into is just a reflection of the vibration. I mean, your body is just a bunch of cells, like if you get a microscope, just like this microphone, just like anything, you get a microscope or whatever you call it, telescope, whatever it is, and you zoom in like all the way, you're going to see that everything is energy. Even your flesh, even your bones, even your body, everything. Everything is vibrating. Your responsibility is to get yourself into a positive vibrational state. When you are in a positive vibrational state, you feel good. You have peace. And the one thing that I've learned over the last 6.5 years of doing this work, and when are we going to be 7 years? March 2025, it's going to be 7, right? So I'm still saying 6.5 years since I've been starting doing this work. And the one thing that I've learned as you grow and evolve, it isn't easy. Because when you decide that it's time for change, when you decide it's time to grow, evolve, heal, when you decide it's time to leave that old version of you behind, and you're ready to step into your greatness, to step into your higher self, to step into the version of you that you were born to be, to step into the version of you that you want to be, you got to let some things go. You got to leave some things behind. And that's traumatizing as well. It's uncomfortable. It doesn't feel good to let people go. It doesn't feel good to just disappear. And people also can feel traumatized or hurt because you just disconnect. It's like an umbilical cord. It's like you've had this emotional attachment to people that you've been connected with for many, many years. Some people have just gotten comfortable with your presence, with you being around. But little do they know that you're starting to wake up. Little do they know that there's something else out there for you. And you're trying to figure it out. And I got to tell you, all the way through my 20s, I was feeling it. And I was asking the questions, you know what I mean? Seek and you shall find. And I was asking, what is it? Like, what am I good at? And because I couldn't figure it out. I didn't know. Like, I was like, what's my purpose? Like, everyone's going and doing different things, and I'm just like, I'm working at the government job, and I'm a chauffeur driver, and I'm working with my sister and brother-in-law selling perfumes online, and working in a cafe, working at McDonald's, working in a market research call center, working in customer service behind a desk. And I'm asking, like, what is it? Like, I'm wondering, what am I here for? Is this what I'm supposed to be doing? So all those years of like looking around, comparing myself to other people and questioning like what it is that I'm supposed to be doing, eventually, as the years went on, something happened. And you realize that, well, for things to change, you got to change. If you don't decide to change what you're doing, why would what you're doing change your life? It won't. You've got to move. You've got to change. You've got to try. In the fear of not trying, you'll never fly. In the fear of not falling, you'll never fly. In the fear, and it goes back to this beautiful quote that when the pain of your current reality becomes greater than the fear of your change, then you'll change. So basically, when your reality gets to this brinking point of this is unbearable, I cannot take this situation anymore, I can't deal with this anymore, I am so broken, I'm so unhappy, I'm hitting rock bottom, I'm on antidepressants, I'm taking anti-anxiety pills, I'm having panic attacks, I can't sleep at night, it's disgusting, I'm having suicidal ideation. Like, these are all the signs to look for, ladies and gentlemen. When you get to this point, you know something needs to change in your life, because if it doesn't, nothing happens. And that's why sometimes, you know, I say you change from either inspiration or desperation or both. I pray that you get inspired by this podcast, that you don't go down that dark tunnel, you don't go down that dark alleyway, you don't go down that dark road where you can't change and you get lost. I pray that you listen, that it's not desperation, it's inspiration. I pray that you listen to this podcast and that you get inspired to wake up to your great. You get inspired to live your dreams. You get inspired to change. You get inspired to not get to that desperate place. And instead you go, oh my God, this makes so much sense. I haven't been feeling myself lately, and it's time for new things. It's time for a new life. It's time for me to change. Time for me to grow. Time for me to do something better. Time for me to leave this shit that I've been living with for many, many years, and it's time for me to try something different. Time for me to move to a different environment. Time for me to try a different job. Time for me to leave these people behind, because the signs can be complaining, toxic, negative, pessimistic, talking about the same shit, never coming up with solutions, gossiping all the time. So we've got to really become aware of what it is that we're doing that's not fulfilling us. And you know yourself, if something is not fulfilling you, well, then start listening to yourself. I don't know why you're still continuing to do something that's not fulfilling. I can appreciate why you would do something that's not fulfilling when you're trying to create an escape plan, for example, where you're trying to save some money, for example, to get to where you need to be. I had to do that. I remember starting my coaching business. It took me 7 months to save $20,000 so I could move out and rent a house. But for the first 7 months of starting my coaching business, I was living at home with my parents, and I'm not taking it for granted. I love them dearly, but they were loud, man. And I like my peace. You know, I like to stay focused. I don't like to be distracted. I don't like no noise. I just like quiet. Let me do my thing, man. Let me do my podcast. Let me work with my clients. Let me support my clients. Let me work with everybody that I'm working with. Let me answer my emails. Let me create my content. Let me dance, but shut the fuck up. I like my peace. My peace is where I'm in flow. Don't disturb my peace. So I had to fight with that because that was uncomfortable. But I did. And after 7 months, I got what I wanted because I put the effort in. I stayed consistent. I was able to continue to persevere. I had a plan. I had a goal, and I did it. And I know that you can also do it. You can create a plan. You're not where you want to be. You don't have what you want right now. That's fine. Start talking about it. Start writing it down. Start believing in it. Start creating a plan. Start imagining where you want to be. Start taking some sort of action that you haven't taken before. Start applying for a job that you've never applied for before. Start doing something that you've never done before. You think you're going to get results that you've never had before, but you don't want to do anything that you've never done before. So why the fuck is your life going to change? Why are things going to happen for you when you don't take action? I'm just wondering, in your brilliant mind, is there any sort of awakening? Is there any sort of aha moment? Is there any sort of light bulb in your head right now going, ping pong? Yep, I hear, makes sense. I needed to hear that, Luke, because your life is a gift. And I believe in you. I believe that you have greatness. I believe that you have something special that you haven't unlocked yet. And yeah, it's a journey, but so is your life. Don't even think about for a second how long it's going to take, because time is ticking every day. It goes very fast. Like I'm saying, man, it's coming up. The London event is coming up. And before you know it, I'm going to be coming out on stage. Like it is flying. It doesn't give a shit about you. The clock is not stopping and going, hang on a second. We've got to pause a little bit because some people are not believing in themselves enough. So let's just slow down. You know, there ain't no clocks that I know that have just gone, oh, let's all come together and just pause for some of these people that are doubting themselves and that they're scared to take action. So let's just slow down for these people and we'll just pause for a couple of days or for 1 month. There ain't no clocks that give a shit about you. There ain't no clocks that are pausing for you. Ain't no time waiting for you. The only thing that's going to happen is that in a bit of time, as time moves forward, you're going to look back and go, I wasted a lot of time. And unfortunately, that is something that we have to live with. I know myself that I definitely waste time as well. I'm not perfect. I do have a routine. I do have a schedule. I do have priorities. I do have clients I work with every single day. I do have coaching I do every single week. I do have my routine. I do have friends. I do have family. I've got a lot going on. But also, there's always time to waste. All the time. It's more about finding your balance and then knowing when you're abusing the time. And the truth is, I don't have to tell you, you know yourself. You know you the best. I don't know you. I'm just sharing to help you really become self-aware. Because once you become self-aware, you can start making little small improvements every single day. But it's the small challenges, man. You want change. You want change. And I encourage you, if you want change, then you have to change your habits. You do. You got to change your habits. If you don't change the habits and the things that you do every single day, you want to live a positive life. You want to live a peaceful life. But you are not currently there at the moment. Well, you got to adopt habits, got to adopt an environment. You got to change your environment. You got to adopt a lifestyle that's going to bring you peace. Now, hands down, you can be sitting right now and I can go, well, where is there not peace in your life? And you would say maybe inside of myself. Well, there's a cause for it. Okay, well, where is it coming from? Is it coming from your job? Is it coming from a family member? Is it coming from your partner? Is it coming from your kids? Is it coming from your debt? What is it? Where's the peace coming from? It's coming from somewhere, the lack of peace. Because that is one of your greatest, besides the fact that you're breathing, I mean, your breath is the greatest asset besides time. The fact that you're alive, the fact that you're breathing and you don't even know about it, you don't even think about it, and stop there and go, oh, just took another breath. Ah, wow. Now I didn't even know I was breathing. Shit, better be grateful for that. What am I grateful for? I'm grateful for my jumper, grateful for the fridge, I'm grateful for my bed, I'm grateful for this hat, I'm grateful for my family. Oh, but I just forgot to say that I'm grateful for the fact that I'm breathing and I'm alive and my body does that without even me thinking. Shit. Every day we walk around and we're breathing and we're not even grateful for it. It's amazing. You know, like you should wake up and say, wow, hell, this is incredible. What an organism. What a functioning machine. All these blood and eyeballs and shit going all over the place, man. Like, how? It's a miracle. You know, my mum used to say, you're a miracle of infinite worth. And it stuck with me because I've used that quote and I've used that saying many, many, many times as I've been speaking, as I've been coaching my clients, as I do my coaching program, as I do what I do.